Good morning, everybody. It's Lee Jennings with eXp Realty here in Seattle, Washington. Wanted to hop on this morning and talk about the last 24 hours or so. I was able to, I set actually 4 preview appointments yesterday in the space of about an hour, hour and a half, and also prepping 2 listings right now. So it's been kind of crazy busy lately, and with the weather we've been experiencing in Seattle, that's made it even harder. But wanted to sort of relay on something that has been coming up over and over again in my discussions with agents who I'm talking to about possibly joining our group, Libertas, or just about their own businesses and figuring out really where to go as far as how to establish a prospecting-based business. Probably my best coach ever, and somebody who I greatly respect, told me once that you really only need to be doing 2 things in this business. You either need to be on an appointment or you need to be looking for an appointment. And people want to complicate that or change it or somehow think that there's something more important than that. And there just isn't. You need to be searching for an appointment or going on one. And that's really where my focus has been since he told me that. And it's easy to get distracted, or it's easy to do work in the business on something and think that it somehow relates to that pursuit when it really doesn't. And it was funny. I was talking to another agent the other day who's kind of getting started in a prospecting business, and she's like doing something that I think was very valid, which is like working on her website. But in reality, where she's at in her business, and where I see a lot of people who maybe haven't taken a listing yet, or if they have, they don't have enough listings or that sort of thing. They sort of delude themselves into thinking that working on their website or their brand or something else that's unrelated is going to somehow bring them now business, and that's just not the case. If your pipeline is small or empty, what you need to be doing is looking for an appointment or going on an appointment. And if you need techniques and strategies as far as how to find sellers in your market to work with, I would love to help you. So feel free to reach out to me. I'm at 206-419-8303. But just always remember that needs to be your pursuit on a daily basis, and what you're working on trying to do. I see it over and over again, but people get distracted, or they deviate from that as their goal. And if you do that for too long, you're going to find that you don't have any business, and you're back at square one. Momentum creates momentum. So it's like once you get moving, let's say you take a few listings, anytime you take one, you should go ahead and be able to get another one in the same area. Just based on the fact that around that listing. It's really, this business is so simple. People want to complicate it. People want to think that you have to buy, a $6,000 website, or you have to have some sort of campaign, or some sort of, drip campaign, or some sort of branding campaign that's going to change your world and transform your business. And in reality, it's much simpler than that. You simply need to be talking every day to home sellers who have the types of homes that you want to sell, and position yourself as the individual that can create the most value for them in the marketplace. So, you need to obviously have a good listing presentation. You need to come across well, all those types of things. But if you're not connecting with sellers on a daily basis, then you really aren't doing the work of real estate. It might feel like you're doing some work, because I've talked to a lot of agents the last couple of days who, are working on buyer transactions, or, have a couple of buyer deals that they're trying to close, and they're of this mindset that they don't need to be prospecting for sellers, yet they want to become a top listing agent. And that's just totally wrong. You need to be prospecting for sellers every single day. in this business. And if you do that consistently, it's funny. My coach said to me, he said, if you will do that consistently over a period of a year or two, where you're making your daily contact goals, you are meeting with sellers every day, you will become the top agent in your market within 5 years. And that, partly is because a lot of agents, and even a lot of successful agents in the marketplace who are, working their sphere, they are simply not doing the work of real estate consistently enough to generate enough business to maintain that position in the marketplace. Something I'm reminded of over and over again. And you have to remember about the industry, most people get distracted. Most people simply will not do the business, or most people will get busy enough where they are no longer doing that outbound prospecting work, and their pipeline will suffer because of it. And even though they have business that they're working on right now, they're not looking downstream, planning for the future as far as what their pipeline is going to look like in 30, 60, 90 days or further out. And that's something to always remember. Don't assume that somebody else is doing the work, because they're probably not. That's just, the reality of it. Would love to help you, would love to get you set up as far as, prospecting and tools for doing that. I tell folks all the time, don't reinvent the wheel. Get a data provider, get a dialer, begin making calls, track your calls on daily. You want to know what activities are producing for you daily. So you're tracking your number of calls, your number of contacts, your number of appointments set, your number of appointments that you go on, and the outcome, obviously, of those appointments. And if you track those metrics daily, you're going to have a really good idea of where your business is, and you're not going to have to be guessing as far as what you need to be doing or what part of that process you need to be working on more to be more successful. Break it down into those different steps. If you're not setting enough appointments, obviously you need to work on your scripts and on the number of calls you're making. And if you're not converting appointments, you need to work on your appointments themselves and how you're presenting yourself and your value proposition and all of that. But it's really pretty simple. If you work on those metrics consistently over time, you're going to take listings. And if you take listings, then you're going to create momentum. If you create momentum, you're going to help a lot of people, and in turn, you're going to achieve the goals you set. So it's really pretty simple. I remind myself of that every day. Sometimes this business feels really complicated, and it's really not. It's just doing the work of real estate. And it's awesome when I see colleagues and friends in the business who I know are in the trenches doing it. Those are the people who I know long-term are going to be successful, because they are putting themselves in the position daily to create all the momentum daily to make that happen. So just wanted to hop on here. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to text you some resources I use as far as data and a dialer and prospecting. Happy to send those to you via text, or even have a conversation with you over the phone about what you can be doing right now to take business today, as well as for building your pipeline in the future. I'm at 206-419-8303. I'm going to go ahead and hop on the phone here myself in a second, but just wanted to hop on and share that thought with you today. And I hope you all have an awesome day and go out there and crush it. I'll talk to you soon.